Come into the J Spot, replacing your G Spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jay and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the J Spot on IntellectualRadio-Podcast.
Good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo!
You gotta shake them, Jay, shake them. Yes, they free.
Wait a minute, hold on.
You gotta do it with your little shoulder, because you gotta be able to get your disability and stuff.
Hold on, I'm losing it. Hold on, I got the right one today.
Yes.
But guys, listen, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to the J Spot. I'm your host, Jay, and sitting next to I missed that last week. We have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, Simply E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten. Hey, E, how you doing?
Great.
I've been working on that all weekend just for you. I've been working on it. My southern.
It's not working too well.
I've been working just for you. You got to show a little appreciation, E. A little appreciation go a long way.
No, so just pose. Like, no, no.
Guys, listen, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, tonight we are being brought to you by the J Spot Airbnb. Guys, listen. My shoulder. Yeah.
Twerk with your booty. You don't need your shoulder to twerk. You want to twerk with
They both have to be on one accord, though.
No, you don't. You don't even move your shoulders. You just move your booty.
I gotta move mine so they can just be.
That's not twerking. That's
see how just one it's just one motion. So it's just like guys, listen. Please listen. The J Spot Airbnb, a 2-bedroom, luxurious, beautiful condo located right next to the United Center. So when I say right next, you see how it's right next to the United Center.
Oh, that's the United Center, right? Yeah, it is.
Right next to the United Center, guys. Definitely do me a favor. Go to our page, check it out, like it, put it on your wish list, share it. Definitely check it out, and use reference code J. We're also being brought to you by Delaware Inc. You all, he has his spring line out. Oh, now listen, the weather has broke. And y'all know what I told y'all, so watch and see what's gonna happen. The Delaware t-shirt, I'm gonna have it ripped up, have my tetas out, body roll, ow. We're finna bring it out, but definitely go to his page, check it out, Delaware Inc. Also, again, use reference code J. And we're also being brought to you by BK the Barber. You're looking for a fade, line, and listen, looking to get your man grooming on. Check out BK the Barber. Tell them how they can get in contact with them.
BK the Barber, you can look them up on Bookski Freelines Barbershop, located in Spring, Texas, 3000 Spring Cypress Road, Suite D, and Spring, Texas, 77388. Look up BK the Barber.
And again, guys, use reference code J, and that's JAYE. Guys, listen, this week I want to start this off before I get to talking and before I forget, because we tend to forget. But listen, you all, I want to take the time to say Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. I mean, biological father. Listen, ladies, I'm not going to start that bull junkie. Listen, okay? So however y'all decide to do it, listen, rock out. But I am sending a sincere Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. Yes. I hope that you all definitely enjoy your weekend. I hope that you all are treated as the kings that you all are, that you deserve to be treated. I don't want to hear any of that. Happy Father's Day, fellas, because here's the deal. like I know some good dudes. Like I know some good fathers. So I like when I say happy Father's Day, I'm sincerely happy Father's Day because I know some outstanding
Yeah,
fathers. Like
yeah,
I'm
you do.
related to some outstanding dudes that are fathers. So I, listen, I had some questionable choices, but listen, I'm not gonna put that ish off on all of the fathers because listen, that
That
was
was
my
your
personal
thing.
choice.
Yeah, because my I could
But
say Happy Father's Day to one of I got two baby daddies, but one of them is awesome. That first one, yeah, you already know where you belong. So happy Father's Day to my youngest son's father. He paid a barber. You
yes, so it's just
awesome.
like you have to definitely, it's definitely a happy Father's Day. And again, definitely you guys take care,
Yeah.
enjoy yourselves, and man, just do what you have to do, but relax, enjoy that day, and just, continue to love on your kids and love on your families because listen, that's what it's all about. Now, guys, listen, the first listen. I got a little bit of celebrity news for y'all. Every now and then, when I find a good celebrity, juicy celebrity topic, I
Lord.
have to cover it. So now
Amen.
it's alleged that Faith Evans is DMing the other woman
For what?
and messing around with Stevie J.
I thought they was about to get
Right, that's
divorced.
what I was like. I thought that they was I thought they was breaking up.
That's what I thought. Why is she worried about who he DMing and stuff? Why is she DMing the lady?
So she done had some choice words for this lady that is messing with her munchkin. Please leave Faith's munchkin alone because listen, I feel like we are related. I feel like Faith is my long distance cousin. And you know what? If she wants to be with Stevie J, then she gonna be with Stevie J. But you leave little Stevie J alone because Faith ain't finna be playing these games with you. Now
Hey,
again,
from New York. She a damn.
she was with Biggie. Listen, enough said. Now she was able to fight off all that came with Biggie.
Hmm. You better
What
you
y'all
better
think
go
she
sit
gonna
down
do over
somewhere.
over Stevie J?
Mm.
Stevie J. So my thing is, would you confront the other woman? Would you confront the other woman? She's messing with your man. She
Yeah,
know.
I have.
Have
Hell
you?
yeah, I was about to whoop
Wait a
her
minute.
ass in the mosque too.
What?
I
Really?
sure was. Oh, baby. Oh,
What
see why you
happened?
had to go
Uh-uh.
there. So when my PM, because me and my husband, we have these little nicknames for our previous marriages, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So mine is PM, which means pseudo marriage, and his is PM, which means practice marriage.
Mm.
So in my PM, uh, me and my pseudo husband, we were going through some things, and this chick just kept on calling and the whole nine, and he was doing it, allowing the calls and stuff so he could get back at me for supposedly almost cheating, but I didn't get caught. I mean, I did, but I didn't get caught. So uh so he figured he gonna get back at me by letting her call, and he knew I had an issue with her as it is, so you just on purposely doing this. So I go up to her and I tell her, you know I appreciate if you not call my husband.
Just like that.
And so she tells me, well, brother so and so and I are good friends. So you have to be very civil when you're in the Nation of Islam. You can't show your street side. That's just not, it's a time and a place for that. But at Mosque Mariam, that's not the time and the place. It's out across the street on Stony Island. Oh, we can get it in. But at, this little lock just won't act right. But at Mosque Mariam, you can't do that. So I asked for a meeting and stuff with who was in charge and this sister, because I was like, we not gonna have these games. And so we had our meeting, and so the sister asked the other sister, Sister Edra asked you not to call her husband. And we don't have friends with other wives' husbands. We don't even have male friends in the mosque. We don't have opposite sex friends. And so she was like, well, he's my friend. Woo woo. And she was like, and Sister Edra done told you. I said, I'm gonna tell you like this, here's my phone. Call him. I dare you to call him. Please call him. I want you to call him right now. You can do it from my phone. I promise you I got something for you. I promise you that. You know she didn't touch that phone. So the other sister that was mediating the meeting, she was like, Sister Edgerton warned you. So I advise you not to call her husband.
It's like, first of all, I don't even feel like, as a single woman, like I don't even
Hey,
feel
DJ. Hey,
comfortable
Doris.
with calling like dudes that I've known for a long time, that we're cool and everything. Once you get married, like
Well, I don't got time to play them
it's
games.
like you're no longer the like you're not like he cannot be just up and calling you and talking to you all willy
Like
nilly and
y'all
stuff like that.
buddies.
Like y'all just because his wife is his BFF. Here's the thing I always say: if you were really friends with that person of the opposite sex, then you know your place. No matter how long you guys have been friends,
Friends
you
and all
know
that.
that their spouse comes first. So if you're truly a friend without any alternative motives or ulterior motives and things of that nature, then you know to fall back. If y'all friends, you gonna be friends if y'all talk every day or
Right,
not. You're
exactly.
still
Cause y'all
friends, but
friends.
it's a level of respect that has to go, for marriages. And I just think that people today, we are so lackadaisical about marriages and commitments and relationships and things like that in general. We just like, there's no respect
Mm-mm.
for the institute of marriage for like almost anyone. Like, people just have a hard time respecting marriage. But I'm like, would I confront the other woman? Probably not. Like,
Girls.
my thing would be, I'm gonna take it to him first.
I took it to him. I knew what, I did that. And like I said, for him it was, whatever, you want to play this little routine with me. And I'm like, listen, everybody, dudes, y'all know how crazy your wife is.
Yes.
Like we can play like you're not, well, I don't really know. Yes, you do. And even women, we know how crazy our husbands are.
Right.
So why try it? And with me, it was like, now see, yeah, now see, now you're picking with me. And I hate a bully. I'm that one that, I'm the one that's gonna jump in the fight to help, the person out to whoop this bully's behind. Like I hate a bully. So you picking with me and you picking with me, and now both of y'all picking with me. And so I'm in this corner. Now I done came to you already humbly, and you want to show me your behind. So now, and I done came to this one humbly. I'm gonna have to fight one of them. I can deal with you at home, but I know I can't whoop your ass because you a whole strong dude. But this one right here, I can drag this little hoe. So let me go ahead and check her real quick because she don't know how crazy I can
Right.
get. Man, I had no issues out of her after that.
See, and
We
so
Gucci.
that would be my first thing. So I'm like, I would definitely bring it to him. And if it persists and like, okay, he's falling back, because my thing is I have to bring it to him.
Yeah.
Because if it's still going on now, if she's pursuing and she's heavy with it and he's fell back, then I'm gonna take it to her, and I'm just gonna be like, listen, you've been warned.
Mhm.
That's it. We not gonna go back and forth and all that. If you was doing what you're supposed to do, then he wouldn't be.
Oh,
I
we had
absolutely
somebody on the
hate
show like that.
that low budget excuse. Like, just say you
It's
for the
for the
streets.
streets.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, how you, I mean, you are not in position to say what another woman is or is not doing for her husband. You don't know. Get your nose out that relationship and their marriage and go find your own.
You're not even a side chick. Even
Go
side chicks got benefits. You just wasting time and space.
go find your own. Like, I mean, this side chick, this just
But I've
creeping
done the creeping
business.
routine, and even like I did, I did it twice, and young and a little young, and the wife I emailed because at the time cell phones was
Right.
like, so I had emailed him and he was out of town and his wife had access to his computer and she checked his email and she responded and was like, call the house, let's talk. And so I was like, okay, I'm thinking it's him. And so I called the house and it was her. And at first I hung up. And I was like, you know what? No. And I called back. And she was like, are you sleeping with my husband? I said, yes, ma'am, I am. And she
You
was
doing
like,
it, ma'am.
I
God
did,
no.
because she was a little older than me. I mean, she was like in her 30s or something. I was in my 20s. So, and she was like, well, when did it start? And I told everything that she asked me. I answered, I wasn't disrespectful. And, well,
Mm,
if no, because I felt like she had a right to know what he
mm.
was doing since she asked. And if it wasn't meant for her to know, then the computer would have been closed. The email would have never been able to access. So clearly you need to know this. And me and him, we cool to this day. We never did nothing after that or whatever, but we cool to this day. He was a little upset, but oh well. And I did, like, she asked me for my name. I ain't gonna give you all that. I can give you somebody's name.
Right.
So I
Right.
gave her somebody's name. I ain't give her my name. Come on now. Ain't that stupid? Okay. Because you might be that crazy woman like me, the crazy wife.
Find you
And
and
then I
be
find
like,
you now. I want to, you remember back in woo 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 when you, so I didn't want to do all that. No. I'm gonna give you this person's name. Yeah, you're tall. Yep. I'm very tall. Yep.
you
Yep.
know what?
I met you. I know. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I hope you didn't get a name. I'm thinking when you just said tall, I hope you didn't get who name I'm thinking.
Who you thinking?
No, I ain't gonna say it on air
But
because when
like
you
looking at me, you don't know this person.
okay, good.
No.
Because when you said
Oh no! I knew her back then. Ivory. That's what she's thinking about.
tall, girl, why is you saying that loud?
She's a tall person, like, and the girl is tall, not as light skinned as Ivory. Does wear glasses, but no, there's a chick that. Matter of fact, it's a chick that set me up in the military. It was her,
Oh,
and I gave the number. I was like, yeah, that's who I am.
I mean, it's just like at this day and age, it's like you have to be careful about confronting other people because again, it starts at home and
Especially
people
now,
are just
people
like
shoot now. I would never do that stuff
today
now.
is just like today we're on edge, we're on 100, and when I say we, I mean we as in society as a whole, like we it's like 0 to just 1,000 just over anything. So I'm like, it's not worth lose. I'm not gonna lose my life because you don't want to be here anymore. So clearly that's a you issue. So I'm not
Mhm.
about to put my life or my freedom on the line because here's the deal. I can go and do all of this to this lady and do all of this other stuff and end up in court being sued. And that's the whole thing about it. I'm like, after watching all of these court shows, listen, people are suing.
Yes.
You bust her car windows out,
I did
you
that.
put sugar in her tank.
Haven't
They're
done that.
suing you. So it's like you still lose. You lost your man and now you out of money. So you may as well just go ahead and chuck it up and take the loss and let dude go and be wherever he want to be. Because if he wants to be with
With
you, then
you.
clearly he's gonna be there. But obviously something else caught his eye. And I'm not saying that you guys shouldn't have a conversation and see if counseling or see if you can get to whatever that issue is that has caused him to go astray. And if you're the person that say, you know what, listen, Jay, cheating is a deal breaker for me, then walk away. But here's the deal. You got to think long and hard and ask yourself, is your next move, is it going to be worth it? Is it gonna be worth it? You destroy his stuff because they coming in soon. You fall. Is it gonna be worth it? So now you looking stupid. So now you in court.
Mhm.
They both together on. They both the plaintiffs and you the defendant. So now they
And
going and
they
they
both
telling
hand in
all of this
hand.
stuff. And yeah, but she bust out the car windows of my car because she found out that I was with my new wife who expecting a baby. And I, do you know? I'm like I'm not. Look, I'm not.
See,
I'm not.
that unfortunately happened to it, not the car window routine. No, an associate of mine. When I was pregnant with Amon, I worked at Marshall Fields, and the girl name is Ronnie. So Ronnie was dating, I want to say Erlacher, football player,
Mm-hmm.
and she was pregnant. Like he came in there, he met her. Ronnie was so cool. I think it's Erlacher. And they were dating or whatever. This was her first child, and she was older or whatever. She's like in her 30s. And so she was excited. And his ex-girlfriend was so mad because she wanted him back. She rang on his doorbell one night. Ronnie answered the door and she shot and killed Ronnie.
And see, and that's the stuff I'm just like, listen, today people are just out there. So I'm good. Listen, I'm not arguing over you. I'm not fighting over you. I'm not doing any of that because it's like if what we have going on,
Mm.
if it's not worth it to you, or you're still looking, or you decide to go back out there and you want to look and see what's out there, just do me a favor. Let me
Leave me
know
alone.
so that I can go ahead on and go my separate way, because I don't need nobody coming, jumping out no bushes, or sending me no messages saying some, I don't have time for that. I'm like, what I'm not about to do is go back and forth with no chick over no man. Like, I am not gonna do it. I don't have the time or the energy for it. Andrea, how you doing, Andrea? She's saying right. Mark Smith says, brighten up my day to see you ladies. How you doing,
Hey,
Mark?
Mark.
And Andrea, she's saying, you never know how a person's going to react on any subject issues dealing with a personal or work related. Absolutely. So I'm just like, and today I'm like, listen, I'm gonna fall back. Listen, if you think that that makes me scary or whatever,
I like my life.
I love it. And it's
I
like,
do.
I'm not trying to be sued. I'm not trying to give you a one
Red
red
cent.
dime. I'm not. Because
Do
people
what
are
Trump do.
provoking you.
Don't
And
bankrupt. Do what Trump do. Just bankrupt every time
but I don't want to, because I got good credit, so I don't
He
want to have
got
to
good
keep on
credit.
starting over. I mean, over you. So now I got to go to the 200 Club, and y'all over there living. Oh, well, you swiping your American Express card, and while here I am, I got to use a prepaid shimmy card.
She's
No, I'm
probably
not doing it.
she doing
Or whatever kind of prepaid cost. I'm not doing
You're
it. So
doing it.
listen, one thing I'm gonna keep. I may have lost my man, but I'm gonna keep my good credit. Okay, that's one thing I got a handle on. I'm gonna keep my good credit. The man, he may go, but that credit gonna stay right here. So guys, listen. Think long and hard
Mm.
before confronting
Long
these
and
other
hard.
people. Yeah, long,
Long and
long and
hard.
hard. Just
Long and
think
hard.
long and
Long and
hard
hard.
before confronting the other person, because again, people are just an
Hey,
absolute
pretty Barbie.
trip. It's just like, it's
Hey,
crazy. And it's
baby.
like, some of them just sit back because they don't have a life, so now they sit there and they do all this stuff to provoke you, to get a reaction out of you. Now you sitting up there, now you getting sued. I'm not trying to have all this going on. So definitely be mindful, but definitely best wishes. Listen, Faith and Stevie J, listen, Faith, I just don't know, because he been for the streets for a long time now. I just don't,
She like
you
it.
know, some people get a thrill out of that. That cat and mouse, I don't think he, just looking at him and just the way he talks, I can't take him seriously, because it's just like, once he said that, my famous line for him, I never forget, do a fat girl like cheeseburgers? And that was the answer to one of the questions that Mimi asked him. I said, now you know what? See, this dude right here,
Everybody likes
you can't
cheeseburgers.
take nothing that this man say seriously, nothing whatsoever. And from then on, I have been a fan of Stevie J, because you know what? He gonna lie and squirm his way out of
And you just
it.
like watching it,
Yes,
don't
I
you?
love, very entertaining. I would love to have a comical conversation with the both of them, because I promise you, I bet they both a riot. I'm just like, boy, but I bet you she'll pull that thing out on him though. I bet you she will. Listen, she'll be like, you know what? Come here, you munchkin. This is my leprechaun. This is my good luck charm right here. You best to leave him alone. So look, get your stuff together. Like, if you're not trying to be faithful, look, just get it together.
Yeah.
Now, listen, guys, this next hot topic.
Mhm.
When I watch, listen, this video rubbed me the wrong way. I'm gonna tell you, this had my draws in a bunch, and even the half ones. I mean, I was so, listen. So the video is like this: the young lady, she's with her fiance, and he has a 5-year-old. And so he has custody of the 5-year-old because the mother died at childbirth.
Mhm.
So the fiance, she's now pregnant. So his 5-year-old is a little girl. So now the fiance is pregnant with his son. So she's she's like, you know what? I'm not gonna be a good stepmother to this child. And she was like, I want him to give her away. Can he, I mean, can he like give her to her grandparents or something? Because and she's a daddy's girl, and the way he loves her, I just feel like he's not gonna love my son because he's too busy loving her. So I just wish that she go away or that she disappear. I said this. Now, see, fellas, let me tell you,
How far along pregnant is she?
she wouldn't have been pregnant. Listen, oh, fellas, listen. That really, 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 really bothered me. And the reason that it bothered me is because this is how stuff happens to these kids. You got to pay attention to the signs. She stated that she's not warm with his daughter. She's not welcoming with his daughter. What type of heartless trash listen, I'm gonna tell you, when I read and saw the video, I said, this raggedy bottom basement wench. I said, oh, I would just now her. Listen,
you say raggedy bottom basement.
Bottom basement. I say now her. Oh yeah, she can get some of these hands. Listen, we can have all the lawsuits you want. Now for a kid, we can bring it. I will gladly be the defendant when it comes to a kid. That's a 5-year-old baby that don't have a mother.
But you said raggedy
bottom basement. And this is what I want to say to the fellas. Y'all gotta be careful, because guess what? These chicks, they out there. They're real. They putting the foo fop on y'all. Now you all good. Now your baby is in danger. You not paying attention to when your daughter go to hug
and she running and she pull back a little bit from that lady.
And it's like, and it's all the time, like you acting like you don't see it because you want to be with her, because you may be afraid that, like, man, she just lost her mother, and you lost the mother too, but you don't want to be alone. You afraid to raise the baby by yourself. I get it. It's definitely a legitimate concern. But don't let nobody put you in a position where you're turning a blind eye to how your child is being treated. When she said she wants the baby to disappear, I mean, my skin just crawled, because I would be like,
yeah, this is a wrap on this. I can't be with you, you crazy wench.
I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, it is so crazy. Like, she literally, like, I know I could never love it, because it just disgusts me when I see her.
She said it's to the dude.
No, she wrote a letter. She wrote a letter to a radio station explaining how she felt about.
Girl, I would fire her and just whoop her ass. That's you just bogus.
She's like, she's disgusted, because she said that when she looks at the daughter, the daughter reminds her of the deceased mother, and she said that she's jealous of the bond that the father has with his daughter. And so she's like, she don't feel like the father would have that type of bond with their child that she's carrying. I'm just like, all of these are just like, listen,
they
get your child.
Flags. They so past red flags. They like, you need to end this today, like yesterday. Like, come on.
Yes, it's just like, once she has your baby, you need to fight for of that baby, because crazy. Like, that type of mentality, if things go wrong with y'all, she gonna take it out on your son.
Exactly.
She's totally gonna be one of those chicks that take it out on the kids. And it's like, and I want to tie in another topic with this, that I was watching I think it was Judge Mathis. And so the chick, she destroying the dude's property. So he was suing her for, his property or whatever. And so her counterclaim was to try to come on there and make him look like he was a deadbeat father. Because, Judge Mathis, he hate deadbeats. And so she's trying to make it seem like he didn't pay his child support and that he was never in his kid's life and this and that. And come to find out, he pulled all of his documents. So
had everything.
So he's like, I pay child support He was like, she won't let me see the kid. The mama, her and the mama, like, doggone it, Bitter Betty 1 and Bitter Betty 2, and they won't let me see my daughter, but I still,
Pay
pay and
her.
take care. Guys, I mean, we have to be so mindful who who we have procreate with, who you have kids with, because
Man,
these
gosh.
people, I mean, and I hate to say it, but God, listen, some of these chicks, they not worth it. Like, y'all gotta stop getting caught up on the physical and start looking at the way these chicks move. You gotta start looking at what they say, what they do. You gotta look at that, because if you don't, this is what you end up with. You
Mm,
end up with these crazy chicks pouring water in your tank, want your kid to disappear. I'm just like, well, you should be thankful that he's raising his kid. That lets you know that he's an
that's
outstanding guy. Like, he's going to take care of his responsibility. But you sitting up here hating on a baby.
that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh man, I hope I never know her because oh my god, I would just have to drag her. I'd be like, you
All
rag
over.
at you. Why'd you? Because and I take the blame because I'm crazy. I'm a little special. I'm a little touched.
It's so crazy. So just definitely, and ladies as well, you got to be mindful and you got to pay attention.
Mm,
Everybody that has kids, this is not a gender. If you have kids, be mindful on who you're dating. Be mindful on who you're bringing in the presence of your children,
mm,
because every smiling face and every freak session, some of these relationships and some of these people don't deserve to come outside of your bedroom.
mm.
That's it. They just bedroom action for you
And they
only.
not even don't bring them to the house.
Right.
God
They
damn.
hotel material. Just hit the hotel alley, whatever, wherever y'all going. But they're not worthy of coming around your precious baby. See, that's how these people get caught up, and these kids are getting hurt and they're getting killed
Mm,
because you
perverts.
making the wrong choices, and you making the wrong, and you're ignoring all of the signs that are there. What your baby coming, the dude over there at the house, and your baby want to eat, and he come, Mom, I'm hungry. 3 year old, 4 year old coming at, I'm hungry. Man, did you just feed him? Won't you send him to bed?
Mm.
Listen, if that's the way dude is reacting to your kid,
He not gonna treat your babies right.
and then you gonna leave him with the kid by himself, and then you surprised that he done did.
He done beat
No,
your baby to
no,
death.
no, we
He
not
done
gonna
did
do
all
that.
this stuff. That's I've seen that stuff, and I've seen it from both sides, from the woman's side and the man's side. And I just don't understand how you can beat a child to death. How you can beat like a 1-year-old one, like they won. Just take something from them, tell them to sit down. Like you ain't even got to pop them little things. You could act like you about to hit hard, and they'll cry like it don't cost something. When they get about 4, 5, now you tag their ass a little bit, but a whole ass woman don't even. You don't need all of that. A few taps, they good to go. You got to go into them when they get about 9, and you got to really just then you can get them.
Right.
But you don't beat. But even at 9, you don't beat them up. You're disciplining them. You cut it off. It's a certain, you don't beat them for forever. You don't torture children and stuff. Like I've never believed in doing that. Like when what's the movie, The Bees or whatever, the Bumblebees, a bee with Queen Latifah and and the girl Alicia Keys and the other chick, the three blacks.
Mm-mm.
Golly, you got to watch movies better. You got to
No, I
really
just thought of the four colored girls, and then
no,
Precious. That's when you start, because those,
because the
I
white
just,
girl,
ooh,
her
those, that gave
dad,
me nightmares for a long time.
he would mistreat her because her mother was dead and she accidentally killed her mother because she was a baby. She had grabbed a gun and her mom and she shot her mom by accident. So, but he had raised her, so he would miss when she did something that he didn't like, he would pour rice on the floor and have her get on her knees and get on her knees on the
Oh,
rice and sit there.
wow.
And so I'm like, or grits or whatever. But I'm like, I would never like I've had my children hold books or I've had them front leaning rest, a push up position or whatever. You're gonna hold your own weight or whatever. And then after a while, they just got stronger, was able to, to knock out push ups and everything. But for me to just, and that's not torture, that's exercise. But for me to just literally torture you like that or beat you or don't feed you, lock you in
Oh, and
rooms and
that's, oh
stuff.
my
And
goodness, that is the horrible stuff that so many of these kids go through. So it's just like, again, be very mindful on who you are bringing around your children, because again, every smiling face or every good sexual partner is not going to be a good parent or a good step parent or a good fit even to be around your kid. Everybody does not deserve to be around your precious kids, and it's like it's up to you to take care of them. It's up to you to protect them because they didn't ask to be here. You have Helen. She says, I hope he wakes up and doesn't marry her. She's going to treat that little girl badly. He's ignoring red flags. Ambrosia is saying, peace and blessings, dear queens. How you doing, Ambrosia? And Ambrosia is also saying, straight talk, no chasing. My story, he was jealous of me and my children, Barn. And he used to always say, you guys are so tight. And then I start to feel like he disliked my youngest, which is my son, later on in our relationship. And he went to say, I want you all to myself, and that opened my eyes, like, wow, he's not for me. It took me a while to burn bridges, but it is no more. Absolutely. And you know what, Ambrosia, that is so true. I mean, it's so many of those signs, like those little statements, I want you all to myself, and that's scary. Like, I mean, like, I just got chills just reading your story, because people are jealous of people's kids. And here's the deal: if you know that you're a person that you are not, it's just not a good fit for other people's kids, don't get in that situation. Like, I mean, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with a person admitting that, you know what, listen, I'm not a good step parent. Because at first I'm like, I don't want to date no man that got kids. I'm like, let me tell you what you can do. Malachi and Children of the Corn and Rosemary's Baby. See, those were the reasons why I didn't want to be with nobody else's kids. Because I didn't want to come and then you see them doing like this, they head just spinning around just like this. That's how I thought other people kids do. I'm sorry. I just always thought everybody else's kids was just little devils just running around, and I didn't want to be bothered with it, because I'm like, you know what? Your kid is a spirit. That's how I used to be. But I would never like mistreat them. I mean, like, you come and hug me and can I spend the night? Now, see, now you're going too far. Going back over there with your mom and your daddy, sugar. I'm not equipped to be spending the night like all that. Listen, even with my nieces and my nephews, listen, one at a time. I don't care. Well, who can come, Auntie? I don't care. Flip a coin. Call it heads or tails. Whoever win, go pack your bag. You the one come. We'll get you next time. You not gonna keep both of them. Not gonna keep both of them.
You could just keep, Jay. You could keep about 5 of them at one time.
Girl, I ain't never had 5 kids in my possession at one time. Everybody, no, I'm not. I wasn't the auntie that was equipped with all of that. Even now, the most kids that I ever had in my possession, and everybody was always saying like, now what in the world are you doing being a daycare provider? Because that was different, because they went home like at 6 o'clock. You was going home. 6:05, you was at the police station. I was putting a police report on your mama because she was late and wasn't coming. I was so like, we ain't finna be turning this to spending the night and all this other stuff. But I've gotten better. Now I won't take them to the police station. I'll wait till about 6:30, then take them to the police station if the mom don't come. But that's neither here or there. But I'm like, as far as mistreating a kid, I'm just like, I love kids. You can't spend the night. But I love you. I'll feed you. Listen, get them kids know whatever they want.
You got some food in your refrigerator?
I got food now. But whatever, right? I said now, like since the pandemic, I keep food.
Wait a minute.
Like, go get them whatever they want. And they know, auntie. See, they get on my nerves. See, look, they start auntieing, you can get whatever you want because I just want it to stop. But I'll buy you anything, buy you all the candy, juice, whatever, because I know there's a silver lining. Your parents coming to get you. That's the good part. Your parents is coming to get you. If not, I would text them, listen, your baby is on the way. She is in a silver Toyota Corolla, license plate ZTX 12345, because you didn't answer the phone quick enough. Listen, your baby, bitch, I bet you answer the call when you see that. Your baby in the Uber,
That's a
got the
shame.
little sippy cup and the little diaper, little Dora the Explorer or SpongeBob diaper bag on the list. I bet you answer the phone then. But, thankfully, I don't have to resort to those methods, but I'm just saying it's always, listen, I'm always have a way out, but you have to be mindful of who you're bringing around your kids. And again, if they are clearly stating that they don't like kids or other people kids, or they can't see themselves being, in a ready-made family, or if they even have any negative thoughts or comments about it, it's okay. It's up to you. Don't be sitting up there waiting for them. Oh, well, he's still sticking with. If he really didn't like it, been sticking around. No, he's sticking around for the sex. That's what he's sticking around for. It's up to you to take you and your babies and get up out of there, because he's telling you your situation is not for him. But as long as you letting him take a slide down Candyland, he's going to stay.
It's a Candyland.
Yeah, but don't think that. And see, a lot of times we like to think that because they slide and they playing on Candyland, that they want to be. No, they don't. They just enjoy what you're doing to them. They enjoy this chandelier. That's the part that they enjoy. They're not trying to be in a relationship with you. They've already said it. And fellas, vice versa. With the females, oh, I can't do nobody else's kids. I can't. Listen and believe them. And if you a man that's in your kid's life and these chicks are saying that, let them go back to the streets from whence they came. Okay. Go back to, listen. When you put her back out there in the street, don't worry. Cause guess what? It's about 4 or 5 of them right there, right? When you put her right there, right back in the streets where she belongs. 4, 5 of them right there. So don't you? It's not. Listen.
It's not the end of the world.
You not at a loss for chicks at all. It's 4, 5 of them before you even turn the engine on. Listen. They coming. It's plenty of them.
Hey, Daddy.
Put her right back there.
How you doing?
For the streets.
What you want to do?
And leave her be.
I like children. Mm-hmm.
So we got Pretty Barbie. She's saying, Sister J Vance, I called a deal breaker on this guy last year, in May of 2021, because he overstepped boundaries by calling my best friend up and messenger and asking her, am I talking to, we're gonna have to come back to we're gonna talk about that. Pretty Barbie, know what you're talking about.
She got a book.
But when we talk about the kids, again, so just be mindful. If they not for them, they not for them, and it's okay. But you're not wrong if you are a person, again, that says, you know what, I'm not a good fit for other people's kids. Then don't put yourself in that situation. Just go ahead on, stay with yourself, and find somebody else that does not have kids. But when you're stepping into a dynamic where there are kids, you gotta come. It's just a special type of person that has to, and you have to have a special type of heart to be able to deal with other people's kids. Guys, listen, we're gonna take a short musical break.
Sure.
And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
It doesn't take a lot to please me. I like my woman loyal and stays right by my side. Oh, yeah. She my Bonnie, I'm a Clyde, and always down to ride. Oh, yeah. Let's not get it twisted. She gotta be a freak too. A woman in the street, gotta throw up in a bedroom. Ain't no limitation, but we do what grown folks do. Know how to climb on top and then she ride it like a rodeo. Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, now that's my type for sure. She's saucy in bikinis, plus she bad and bougie. She gotta compliment my style, that's how I do it. I'm a trigger lover. It's gotta be something about her that I like. I'm a trigger lover. I need to feel something special when I stare in her eyes. I'm a trigger lover. I'm very picky when it comes to my life. But when I choose her, I'm a spoiler for life. Said it's levels to choose in love. Now I can't stand the jealous side, cause I don't do the drama. Oh no, I'm a choosy. I'd rather make love to relieve that energy. Oh yeah, she gotta know exactly what love means. And when I show affection, she receives. I'm a choosy lover. Cause yeah, I got a lot to give, but I'm too grown to play the game. I don't even entertain. But please don't get it twisted. Take it to the bone. When she move her body, it just gotta turn me on. She just like a coke bottle, like an hourglass. Thicker than a snicker. Gotta watch her when she has. Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, now that's my type of shot. She's saucy in bikinis, plus she bad and bougie. Gotta compliment my style, that's how I do it. I'm a choosy lover. It's gotta be something about her that I like. I'm a choosy lover. I need to feel something special when I stare in her eyes. I'm a choosy lover. I'm very picky when it comes to my life. But when I choose her, I'm a spoiler for life. Said it's levels to choose in love. Are you the one that I've been searching for? The type of girl I visioned in my dreams, babe. Are you the one that makes me happy? So happy. Yeah. The one that makes my life feel so complete. Can you satisfy my sexual desires, baby? Baby, can you? And can you be the one that's always in my fantasy? Baby, can you? Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, now that's my type. She's saucy in bikinis, plus she bad and bougie. Gotta compliment my style, that's how I do it. I'm a choosy lover. It's gotta be something about her that I like. I'm a choosy lover. I need to feel something special when I stare in her eyes. I'm a choosy lover. I'm very picky when it comes to my life. But when I choose her, I'm a spoiler for life. Said it's levels to choose in love.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, Cylin, sexy, simply E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten. Hey E, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good. Girl! Thank you so much, you all, for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Now listen, while you at it, go ahead on around the corner, go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel today, you all, the J Spot Radio. Again, that's Jaye. Tonight we're being brought to you all, guys, by the J Spot Airbnb. We are a 2-bedroom luxurious Airbnb condo located right next to the United Center. Guys, listen, beautiful, very comfortable. Check it out, share it, like it,
and there's
put it
snacks
on your wish.
there. It's snacks.
We got good stuff.
She got good stuff. Not that little cheap generic stuff, that you be like, your mom used to buy you. No, it's like name brand. She could be a label hole in this condo for the snacks. Like it's like the label hole snacks. Like, like real, I can't Oreos. It's for real, not like the fake ones at the store brand Oreos. You like, that ain't even Oreo. That's a Rodeo or something. What is this? Oh, that's, this brand. No, it's like real, like it's little Chips Ahoy. I love Chips Ahoy. I love them. And there's like Chips Ahoy's there. And I'm just. And
We
it's coffee. It's
definitely
bougie. It's a coffee maker. I don't even know how to work it. And I was just like, okay, so what I'm supposed to do with this? And I just look at it because it's beautiful, but I don't know how to work. I'm not white enough to figure out how to work it. Because you got to be like really white to know how to work this coffee maker. And as you see, it's my whiteness is not coming out.
we just want our guests to be comfortable,
It's
and
beautiful. It's
and just
beautiful.
definitely,
The shower.
enjoy
Oh.
enjoy their stay. Oh,
And ladies, there's a shower head for you freaky ladies out there. You can disconnect that shower head and put it on your twat, and just you see how my hair just fell, and it's a glass, so you can be looking your dude or your whatever you into. Because it is 2022. Your dude, a chick, or both of your dudes and your chick, because you might be into the
'cause
threesome
they done
stuff,
girl,
or
the
you
stuff
just
that
might
they
be into
done-
voyeurism. So you just have it open while the couple is screwing over the sink, and then you in the shower with
and
your
then
dude.
somebody else in the jacuzzi.
Yeah, because it's a jacuzzi right there too, and they could just be, and all y'all could just be looking at one another.
Now, you know what? I listen, and she done painted
But
a
you
picture
could
that
do
I
that
never even thought about.
But she helped out. You saw how she added with the jacuzzi. So, but there is a jacuzzi there too, and you can bring all your little purple feathers.
Man, I'm so glad we got all that stuff up. But guys, listen, it's definitely a great location. And again, it's right next to the United Center. We'll have the link in our comments.
Yes.
We're also being brought to you by Delaware Inc.
Delaware.
Spring line out, guys, the t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? My shoulder is feeling a little better. It's feeling a lot better. Like I can do it like this. So I'm gonna definitely be able to shimmy in my t-shirt. I'm ripping it up. But guys, definitely go to his page, Delaware Inc. Place your order today. Use reference code Jaye, and that's Jaye. Now you got you somewhere to stay, and you got your t-shirt. Go ahead on over to BK the Barber to get lined up. Listen, shaved up, faded up, whatever you need, he got you. Go to BK the Barber. Tell them how they can get in contact with them.
You can go to Bookski. Download the Bookski app, go to Bookski and look for Freelines Barbershop if you are in the Houston or Spring area. Houston or Spring, Texas. So locate Freelines Barbershop and book underneath of BK the Barber. He is located 3000 Spring Cypress Road, Suite D at Spring, Texas 77388.
Again, use reference code Jaye, and that's Jaye. Guys, again, we want to say happy Father's Day.
Yes.
To all of the fathers, sending sincere well wishes. Happy Father's Day
all
to
of
you
the
all.
fathers.
All of the fathers.
Not sperm donors, not baby daddies.
I'm not even
Not skeet them out, and you just left you made it Sprinkle City all up in her that night, and you was like, I'm up too, and you ain't never seen that little child, but you want to go around talking about mama, daddy, shut your head. You ain't nothing. You a sprinkle. You a sprinkler system. That's what you sprinkle all over the place.
See,
so not those dudes.
Happy Father's Day. I'm a
to the real daddies out there, to the real fathers, the real ones that spend time with their children, who talk, who text, who go to their baseball games, their basketball games. They, they support their wives, their girlfriends, their baby mamas, that y'all co-parent. To y'all, to the ones that say, baby, listen, I know we're not together. You go take some time for yourself. My partner just told me this today. He told his children's mother, go take some time for yourself. I'm going to take the girls this summer.
Wow.
You and your guy do everything you want to do. And he was like, I'm going to take the girls this summer. So,
and see, you know what? And that's like, that right there is like a special dude. And let me say this too. I include the fathers, listen, the men that don't have biological children, but they stepped up.
Man. Those dudes are unique, because I had a couple.
There's just a special, there's a special place,
yes,
for men like that. And I'm telling you, I know them.
Because she tortured one of them.
I know. I know the men that love kids that
what you do,
are not your,
What you do, your stepdaddy? She tortured her stepfather. But go ahead, I'm listening to you.
But you know what? But it's like men that step up to the plate for other men, kids. They don't call them step kids. That men that just step up and raise other people's kids. So I have a huge family.
Yes.
There's so many men in my family that, listen, they just collect kids and just bring them on. Like, we be like, we come around when we have family gatherings, man, they come with these doggone kids and been on. Now, my family, we not like that. We're not gonna be like, well, who kid is that? And they, make them.
I'm gonna drop when the family reunion so I can drop them on.
We like, okay, well, look, just go ahead. But see, now there is one condition. One condition. They will be treated.
Let me win the family reunion so I can drop them on.
My family is extra. They will be treated. Listen, you leave them here, they all getting treated. They getting treated
gonna
all
hang out with
the
your
same.
son. He gonna hang out with Dale.
They gonna get treated all the same way. So now listen, if they running around and now they gotta get in the corner and yours running around, please don't think that yours is gonna sit there at the table.
My baby out. And you gonna put them in a corner?
No,
and
they
everything.
all listen. They gonna all get. Listen, if y'all rocking and rolling together, all of them going together. So that's the only, restriction that we have on kids. But it's like relationships, and people like through the years, the relationships have ended, and the kids they still refer to us as auntie or whatever because they're not like. And I'm like, my family is a big family, so they're like, hey, Auntie Jamala, hey, and I'm like, hey, baby, and I'm like, now,
I know your mama.
Right? I'm like, they done married, so, but I don't shun them away because I'm like, we had this report, especially when they look kids and now they teenagers and stuff. Yeah. You can't undo that history, whether you're the new person, whether you like it or not. If these kids still feel like their family, I'm not turning you away.
I don't like meeting like people's when I'm dating you. Like I really don't care to meet your children because I have to know that this is going to be us exclusively before I meet your children because I hate that I've dated guys. You brought your children to my house like instantaneously.
Right.
Got them calling me mom. I'm cooking for them and everything. And then because you and your feelings, we break up. And now your children are trying to, low key get back to my house and everything and continue to call me mama and stuff like, no.
And what people have to understand is like adults have to understand.
Yes.
The kids go through a breakup too. It's like,
and that's not fair to them.
And it's not. And you know what? Parents and adults almost never address how the kids feel about the ending of the relationship. You think you up in there crying and playing male bashing music, but what is your kid supposed to do with their feelings?
And that's why you don't like. I've heard the little stuff about because I think Steve was saying something about introduce them to each other. No, I don't do that.
Because they get attached.
I don't do that. I don't like to do that, and I didn't do that with my children. I did it once by accident because they just happened to be dropped off,
right?
With me that day, so they met this person day one or whatever. But for me to just on purposely I was even when I was in my little dot days, I'm recovered now. Thank you. Hallelujah. But I remember this guy would try to come to my house. I'm like, cool. Put my babies to sleep. Put them in their room. They sleep. He's like, hey, where your children? You don't got to worry about them.
Right.
Don't worry about them. We gonna do what we got to do. He like to eat booty. I had to eat my booty. I said, "What is way? Because this is what you like. I got enough. But either way, who am I to stop you? Hey. No, you cannot spend the night. You eat booty.
And you can't use my kids' cups either. No, my babies drink out those cups. What's wrong with you? Don't know where your mouth been.
I know where it's been. It was a clean spot because you licked it from the Rudy to the Tootie, but still.
My baby drink their chocolate. They eat their ookie gookies and drink their chocolate milk out that cup. No, we can't put your mouth.
I just do. Just call me up to his job. Like, I just want to see you. I'm like, okay, come by his job. I just want to eat your butt.
Oh my goodness! Like, listen.
Okay, who am I to stop
you? And it's like you got to see, and these the people you got to, like I say, you just gotta watch them. But
you gotta watch.
Just with the kids, like I say, just love these kids. They need, especially the kids today. These young folks, listen, they out here just doing. Listen, I believe. A lot of these kids were not told that they were loved as kids.
Yes.
They were not hugged. They were not given attention. A lot of them have been passed from foster home, aunties and uncles, and nobody got time for them. Nobody want to be with them. You have to make time for your kids.
You do.
You have to. It's so important. Like my son and I were just talking about this a couple of days ago. We can go back And I always, when he was growing up, I would always tell him, like, we're creating memories. Like, it'll come a day and a point in time where you're going to look back on this, and we'll be able to talk about all of the things that you've done, all of your performances, and just different things that he's done through the years. And he will always say, man, Mom, every time I turn around, like, he was like, you were always there. Like, it's like, I can't think of a time where you were not there. He gonna play the video. Remember when we went to this game to come,
yeah, because I recorded.
But they recorded us on ESPN.
They
so
did.
So
that was the Bears one.
No, not the Bears one. When we went to down there.
Oh.
So we're in the ESPN caption. We're in the video, the official video for the school. And so he was like, when they sent them the video, he was like, he's like, you see them two that's standing up? That's my mom and her friend. Listen, she cooked the food. He was like, you see how they acted and we, we was all loud. And so this is not a cute.
They were like,
right. So this was not a cute video. And so we like, I said, we all, he was like, Mom, when I told him that was my mom and her friend down there. But I said, at least, you knew that we were there. You didn't see me come in, but when you saw that footage,
you saw us. We were there.
Yeah, we was there. So it's just like, you have to make time for your kids. Now, listen, speaking of kids, because it's hot outside, and it's so, you guys, get your kids, get your young adults. They're out here clowning at these beaches, clowning in all these public places. And listen, the first time something happened, now everybody going, oh, well, they didn't deserve that. Yeah, maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't deserve all the aggressiveness, but you got to teach them. If you are a African, you Black, you're going to get treated like trash. Okay, so don't think you're going to get down there and clown and these folks going to take it easy on you. They're not. They're not talking to you. You're going to be used as target practice. So as the parents and as the adults, if you know that these folks, it's hot outside now in Chicago, the Chicagoland area.
It's hot.
Do not let them go to these beaches. Because it's nothing but it's a trap. Now they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, doing crazy stuff downtown. You got to keep your kids. Unfortunately, you got to keep them next to you. Keep your eye on them. This is not the time to be let. Well, she 15. She can go. She can move around wherever. No, not in today's society. They can't, because these folks have lost their everlasting minds. So you have to be responsible for your kids. So here it is. It's 6:00 Central Standard Time. Do you know where your kids are? Do you know where your teenager is?
Yes, I do.
You have to know where these young folks are, because they're getting in so much stuff. It's ridiculous. So we definitely have to be mindful. We got to protect these kids. Now, listen, there was another video that was circulating. And so there was a man, and he made a statement. He said, you know what? The way that these girls are built, he's like, me as a grown man, when I'm walking down the street, I don't know your daughter 15. He was like, she got her assets hanging out. She got her breasts hanging out. And the way she built
like
and she
stacked
woman. Better than some of these grown women. So his point was, how are you getting mad at me as a grown man for trying to talk to your daughter when I don't know she 15? She don't look like she 15. Who buying her clothes? You bought her clothes to make her look like a grown woman, but then you get mad at me because I'm a grown man and I'm hollering at what I think is a grown woman, not only because of the way she's built, but because of the way she dressed. So if you don't want these grown men coming after your daughters, why are you dressing them like that? And he had a very good point. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Some of the young ladies, I'm not blaming them for being built. I'm not blaming them. But I am blaming you for the way that you dress.
They dress like straight hoes. Like back in the day, you could tell which lady was the working woman on the corner and which one actually went to work.
Right.
But now, the prostitute on the corner, You can't tell her from the chick that's going to work because they both dressed alike. And I know the prostitute is mad. She got to be.
You got it's just like you're 16. I mean, and here's
And
in the
those young
man's
girls, the
defense,
same thing.
I don't even know that you
What's
see.
what the
I don't
16?
even
Because
know
you
how
look
because of
like
the
the
way.
prostitute out there. You look growner than me. And then some of y'all bodies is like bad where
Right.
you done popped out a few children. Like, how's you 16 with like three of them little something running around? Like, come on, your body look ran through. Like, dude, what is you doing to yourself?
But then you get mad at these grown men
Looking
that
at
are
them
looking
like
at your daughters, like he
you got
said.
them to advertise out there like that.
Absolutely. So are these grown men wrong? Oh well, and I know I can hear some of y'all. I can
Well,
hear
he
some
should
of
know
y'all say
better because she a
exactly,
child and he grown. Well, if she's a child, then dress her as such.
absolutely,
Keep her in
absolutely,
a child's place if she's a child.
absolutely, absolutely.
But when she is dressed as a grown woman, you allow her to have grown woman conversations. You allow her to make grown woman decisions and stuff. And then you get mad when a grown man steps up to this pseudo grown woman.
Absolutely. Guys, listen, if y'all want to chime in, 708-223-8953. Again, the number is 708-223-8953. Are these grown men wrong for looking at these young girls, but they don't really know that they're young girls? Now, I know you would say, well, you can tell that she young by the way she talk. Well, yes and no, because some of y'all, y'all into all these reality shows. So, some of y'all a little bit out there, y'all, it's all I'm saying is it's hard to tell the difference sometimes. Sorry.
You
It's hard to tell the difference sometimes because, the way that they're dressed, they're up in there. Listen, back in the day, Victoria, the only thing that I was able to get out of Victoria's Secret was they
Lotion.
lotion.
The lotion.
You wasn't getting no panties out of there.
No.
You wasn't getting no bras
Bras,
out of there. You wasn't getting no lip. You wasn't
With
getting none of
none of
that out of
that.
there.
Not man, I used to
Nothing.
beg my mom if I could get some lip gloss. Like, no.
Nothing.
Oh my goodness. No. I had to borrow a friend's lip gloss. My mother wasn't playing them games with us.
At all. At
Like, I was
all.
like, oh, can I get a little lip? Mom, I was like, what? No, you don't need that.
And it's like I still believe in those. Let a kid be a kid. It's
Yeah.
like this
'Cause they're
fast-paced
going to grow
world
up.
is going to be there. They're not and it's like if I don't remember anything, they always say you ain't missing nothing. It's gonna
It's gonna
be
be there.
there when you get older, when you get grown. But you all, like this man said, stop dressing your kids like that. Stop dressing. Listen, you should not be 16, got the long eyelashes on. They
Come
got all
catchers.
these long nails,
Come catch us
all that long weave and all this.
to the behind, so you can when you walk behind her, you can see your eyes go straight to her ass because that's where the braids end.
Everything is just out. Everything. I'm so thankful I didn't have a girl because she would have had a hard time because you're gonna be cute. You're not gonna be sexy.
I
You're not.
didn't have
No.
that with my girl. I didn't have that issue when she got grown, when she turned 18, rather. That's when, well, not even when she turned 18, because still you couldn't do stuff in my house. When she graduated, the day that she graduated, that night is when she went to the barbershop, had her hair cut all off. The next day, she wore, I guess she went and got her some little shorts. She wanted to be able to dress how she wanted to dress.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. And I don't even think she was in my house or whatever. I think she had moved out already too. So I couldn't, tell her, but at least she fulfilled the requirements that I needed. And two, when she stayed in my house, like she already knew you could only dress a certain way. You're not dressing like you lost your mind. That's just not what we're gonna do. I don't believe in that. I didn't raise my children like that. I remember one time when she was at the beach and my son was like, Mom, she walked to the beach in a bathing suit. And we lived like 2 blocks from the beach. And I was like, what? I was like, you mean some shorts and a bathing suit? No. And so I snatched her up. I'm like, well, you should have. Thank you for snatching her
Right.
up because no. So that's the only time that she had pulled. And I think she was like 16 at the time. But once she got snatched up that time, she never went down to the beach again dressed. When she got to the beach is when she took off her shorts and her t-shirt and got into that water or whatever, her bathing suit. But besides that, I've never had an issue with her dressing inappropriately when she was in my home or
Yeah,
underage.
I'm just like, man, I'm telling you. And I'm like this. We pulled it. We pulled it, but listen, it's only so many times you
Just
can
gonna be
pull it.
able to
It
pull it.
wasn't a whole bunch of pulls
No.
that you got away, that you got a chance to do because, first of all, my stepfather was not for it at all. He was from the embarrass you. Like, it wasn't so much as whooping you or hitting you. The way he got you mentally, it's just like, it's not even worth it. Like, I don't even want to go, and like, you tainted the whole what I thought the reaction was that I was gonna get from the
Mhm.
outfit, but it kept us in line. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you definitely have to be mindful of the positions that you're putting your kids in because again, this fast-paced living, this listen, I'm sorry, these young girls should not. It's like whenever I go to Victoria's Secret, I be like, why your parents like you like 12 years old? What you doing up in here? I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't be up in there. I'm like, one of us ain't supposed to be up in here. That's all I'm gonna say is y'all choose which one is supposed to be up in here. All I'm saying is you 12, you should not be over there in the thong section. I'm sorry, you just should not be over there.
I remember I got like it was we were looking for we were at the mall, senior trip at the mall or whatever. And so I was cool with all the dudes, whatever. So it was like, hey, let's go over here to Victoria's Secrets. And that was my first time purchasing like a thong because I really wanted to. I didn't, I saw them. I was like, I don't know. And so I purchased some, but I didn't wear them until like prom. I wore a thong to prom. I was like, oh, this is just the most uncomfortable. You like them things.
Man, now I do because I know I don't. Man, my dumb butt. Y'all don't even want to know. First of all, a thong already.
Is a string.
And then if you wear it the wrong way,
With a
my
patch.
dumb butt, I wore this and I was good and grown. So I was like 19 when my first time ever wearing a thong and I wore it the wrong way. I'm just like,
How you
look,
put it on backwards? Like it done spread the damn lips
almost,
and
baby,
stuff.
let me tell you, almost ended up in the ER. I was
The drugs we do. I smoke weed. You need to. I know you smoke something.
almost out.
You had
Listen,
to
y'all.
have
I
smoked
swear
something.
for Lord, it was the summertime too. I promise you, almost ended up in the ER. I was like, oh, as soon as I got to that hallway, I was like, I can't take. I had to take the bad boys off, and then I looked at him and I was like, well, maybe it goes his dumb. Well, maybe he could. Let me see how it looked because I didn't have no purse at the time. So I'm like, unless I'm just gonna throw my panties away and then get beat up going in the house. So I'm just like, what in the world? So I turned it around. I was like, oh shoot,
Yours didn't have a tag on it.
no, I don't think it did.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck was I thinking. But y'all, listen, I'm telling you, I come from the slow, the slow section of things. So, it's a lot of stuff that I just did that I was just like, I've definitely had some blonde moments and I ain't even blonde. So, but my thing is, listen, these young girls now, the argument has been, well, Jay, they are more comfortable than no, they
No,
not.
full bloomers
Full draws is
are
what they
so
need.
comfortable.
That's what they
It
need.
holds your booty.
Full
It holds
draws.
everything there.
That's what they need.
If someone see a panty line, and I need to see that you got drawers on today, so it's okay.
Full draws is what's on the market. Full everything.
Full.
And you're not going to be having these crop tops where everything is just out. You So
No.
parents, y'all got to get better at that. And I'm like, dang, y'all, the fathers, I'm like, y'all letting y'all daughters dress like. I'm like, where is the respect? Where are the standards? Where are the family values? It's just like we have to get back to that. So, guys, listen, we're gonna take a short musical break.
Short.
And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
You proved me wrong. This ain't a regular love, babe. It's that waking out your sleep with me massaging your feet, yeah. It's that anything you want, I'm only here to please you, yeah. an interest in her until I met you. And I don't know if it's real or is it just a phase I go through, but I feel that it's true. Ah, we don't need no labels, baby. What we got is something different. We don't need no labels, baby. Lady, we don't need no labels to show that what we have is something special. For sure, for sure. I don't feel it's a one night stand. It's that look you in your eyes. Take love in paradise. I want a life stand. Yes, that sweep you off your feet. Give you everything you need. Love. That's what I'm feeling. Yes, that don't pick up the phone, cause we wanna be alone. Love. And I never thought I'd feel this way. Then you came along and proved me wrong. No, I never had an interest in love until I met you. And I don't know if it's real, or is it just a phase I go through, but I feel that it's true. We don't need no labels, baby. What we got is something different. We don't need no labels, baby. Lady, we don't need no labels to show that what we have is something special. For sure. Since you came in my life, I see so clearer now, yeah. You're so special, no need for labels.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to me,
No.
and sitting next to me,
No.
we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simpler E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten. Hey E, how you
I'm
doing?
gonna get me some
Wow,
next
she's
Sunday.
married now,
I'm
y'all.
gonna get me
She's a
some next
married.
Sunday.
Got
I'm gonna
to
get me
be
some
more.
next
See, you know
Sunday.
what?
We gonna
Listen,
hit it like
guys.
that. Hit it like that.
We
hit
want to
it like
thank
that,
you all
hit
so
it like
much
that.
for
Hit it,
tuning
hit it,
in.
hit it,
Please
hit it,
do
hit
me
it,
a favor.
hit it,
Go
hit
to
it,
our
hit it,
page
hit
and
it
like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled J
Jaye.
all three. Now listen, while you at it, go ahead on right around the corner.
Right.
Go to YouTube
YouTube.
and subscribe to our channel, the J Spot Radio. Guys, want to thank you so much for tuning in. We're being brought to you by the J Spot Airbnb. You all, 2-bedroom luxurious condo located right next to the United Center. Do me a favor, go to the link. We have the link in the comments. Like it, share it, book it. Like it, share it, book it. We're also being brought to you by Delaware Inc. You all, he has his spring line out. Very nice colors. Red, some blues, some grays, some pinks. He got all these colors. So definitely go to his website, place your order today. We're also being brought to you by BK the Barber. Listen, you need your lining. You need to be faded up. You need to just be done right. Contact BK the Barber. Tell them how they can get in contact with them.
Oh, go to bookski.com and look up BK the Barber, located at Freelines Barbershop, 3000 Spring Cypress Road, Suite D, Spring, Texas, 77388.
Use reference code J, and that's JAYE for all three. Guys, listen. Now look, our next hot topic, and I don't know how you feel about this, but this is just some bull junkie. But they want to know what is this, and I didn't even listen, the way they phrased the question, I'm just like, wait, huh? But they want to know what is the statute of limitation before your friend ex-mate becomes fair game. So they want to know, how long should they wait before their friend, their friend, they're able to talk to their ex? What's the fair amount of time before your ex becomes fair game to your friends? What's the statute of limitation? Guys, listen, if y'all want to talk to us, 708-223-8953. Again, that number is 708-223-8953. Is there a time frame on when your ex becomes fair game to your friends?
For me, I be hooking my exes up, but if they're good exes, I hook them up with my friends. Like I could care less. We're good friends. It didn't work out for you and I, but you know what? I think you're still a good guy, whatever. I got a single friend. Hey, I think y'all might make a great thing. So, because we over with, this one here is not going. Because she hook you up with bad dudes.
No,
But
no. Exes, there is no the statute of limitation is never. Let's stamp never. I don't want your ex, never, and I don't want you around being with my
someone is
ex,
someone's ex.
never.
So everybody is someone's ex.
Yes, just not my circle. I don't know.
You
No,
never know. It might be a crossing back in, when they
but
was
it's
kids,
their
little
ex.
children, and they might have been like, "I'm gonna love you forever." Okay, I'm gonna love you forever, and they hold each other's hands while they taking the toilet together. When they was in preschool, and now that they've grown up and they lost contact, and now, you
That
dating
don't
them.
count. If they listen, if you was juicing them, there look, that's the ex I'm talking about. The kissing and juicing exes. We not doing no, we are not doing that. If for me, it doesn't have anything to do with insecure or anything like that. I just don't want to be listen, I don't want to talk to nobody I know no they ex. I just don't. Like I don't know. And I don't want you to talk to my ex because I don't care how long, how much time has went by. It's messy and it's unnecessary. So people were like, well, so are you supposed to hold out and not find true love because they used to date your friend?
See, that might be the
Yes,
one.
they
No,
not your.
that might be the one for you. I've never been one to stop that. Like that may be the one for you. And I'm a firm believer. Like I believe in true love and everything. I believe in soulmates. Like even me and my husband, we talk about that. And his practice marriage, his PM, like he had liked her. He really had liked her, and we had talked about that before. And so I was like, hey, I'm gonna step back. This is who you really, really like, whatever. Who am I to stop? That might be the one for you. I'm probably not the one for you. We just be straight good
So were
friends.
y'all friends?
Who, me and that girl?
Yeah.
Yup. And so I
See,
stepped back,
but
and they wound up. They got together. They
watch
got
this.
married, and she took his ass through the ringer.
And that's that bad juju. See,
but it's not the bad juju. That's what you wanted.
Nope, that's
So
that
that's
bad
who you
juju
wanted.
because she shouldn't have
Who am
did it.
I to stop you? Hey, Daryl, who am I to stop
That's
you
that
from
bad
what you
juju.
wanted? So I've never been one to just, hey, that's what I'm not the one for you, but she might be, or she might be, or whatever. So y'all, let me hook y'all up, and then hey, if you work out, I'll go to the wedding. I wish you nothing but the best, and I can honestly say like. I don't sit back and say, oh, I wish that would have been me. No, you wasn't. If it was meant for me to be with you, then we would have been together. So clearly,
But
you're not the
see,
one for me.
Right, but this is why it's bad juju because karma destroy. You don't have to do nothing. That's why it's not a good idea. So they didn't last because it was not supposed to be. Because we're friends. You're supposed to value relationships, friendships, all this family memberships. You're supposed to value that. Even if a person doesn't physically touch it, the atmosphere, karma is going to destroy that crap because it shouldn't have been in the first place because it was wrong. So now both parties, now you got to suffer because it shouldn't have been in the first place. So for me, friends are off limit. Friends, family members, exes. I don't care if it's been 20 years ago. You was with my cousin. Y'all listen. I'm not doing that. Oh, well, this sister got a baby by this one and did. We not back in the 7 BC where you got the brother, he got to go with the widow and populate the widow and keep, get the widow pregnant to keep the family line. We not in those days. So we ain't got to do all that. Like, it's another dude out here that don't have nothing to do with somebody that you done been with.
Jaye, go ahead.
Now, Helen, she's saying, I wouldn't date my friend's ex. As for mine, it depends on the relationship. Kids, father, ex-spouse, long-term relationships, off limits. Absolutely. Those, because especially if it was a good friend and you knew, man, it could have been like 20 years. Oh, you knew your friend was just in love with this dude. So now they broke up, whatever. So now fast forward 20 years and you guys run into each other. Is it okay for you guys to talk and you and your friend, y'all still best friends? Is that enough statute of limitation? Here's for me. That dude is still off limits.
He is not off
limits. He is off limits because you was all up in my friend's cervix. So now you think you're gonna explore my cervix too? I'm good, sir.
That might be the one for you.
No, it's not. You're not gonna have
that
bad juju over here. No,
it's not bad juju. And especially like this, if you came to your friend and said, you know what, I ran into so and so, and I kind of like him, but I want to ask you, how would you feel about that? And because I even did that, like I had a friend.
I'm not doing it.
And I had liked the guy had liked me. And I was like, and the funny thing was, what she didn't know was he had liked me before he even knew her, period. But I had just never entertained it. And so they had tried to date or whatever, and it didn't work out. And so he was like, I really want to date you, whatever. I was like, okay, let me ask her, because I didn't want to be disrespectful. And I asked her, whatever. She was like, I don't care. I was like, okay. So we went on a date. He came and picked me up, took me out to the movies and stuff, brought me dinner and everything. And I was like, it was a really good day. But we were better off, I felt like, as friends. So I left it alone, And she was so upset with me. I'm like, but I asked you. And
see, the thing is, it's always going to be a lie.
If you don't want, I'm not that type of person. If I don't want you to date this person, I will say no.
Let me tell you. So I did that too. But my thing was, the reason why I did it is because, okay, so the guy that liked me, so he liked me. Mm-hmm. We were never in a relationship.
Y'all went.
We never dated. We never had anything, but he liked me. Mm-hmm. I knew that he liked me. My family, everybody knew that he liked me, but I didn't feel the same way. So it's not like we had a relationship. So I met one of his good friends. I liked his good friend. I was like, I'm like, oh yeah, I like. And I'm like, in the back now, fast forward, I'm like, yeah, no, Jamela, this probably ain't gonna be. But again, I was going for what I wanted, because his friend, he had it together. His friend was my cup of tea. But again, everybody knew, including his friend. This is where the bad juju come in, because again, even though we didn't date and we didn't have a relationship, his friend knew how he felt about me. So I should have been off limits to him, simply off the fact that you guys were friends. But then it's like, how I cleaned it up was, I'm like, okay, and justified it for myself. I'm like, well, I ain't got no control over who liked me. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't like him. We never went out. We wasn't together, whatever. That's how I cleaned it up. Let me tell you, I should have never, ever, because I ended up getting my feelings hurt because of the bad juju. It was just bad juju. It was just bad juju. That was a line that shouldn't be across. More so from the friend. The friend had, in my opinion, and still to this day, his friend had more obligation to his feelings than I did. Because again, I was just a chick that you like, but this was your boy, and he knew how you felt. So he should have never entertained the thought, even though I was like, okay, I was always like, listen, I was like, sure, if I see something I want, I'm gonna put it out there. So I think that's
I swear, I think that's the Aquarius, because I'm like that. If I see something that I want, it just is like, what it is. I'm gonna say, you know what, I like you.
But now listen, you all, I'm definitely toned down just a whole lot because I definitely believe in being pursued. And, you know, I put it out there that that was an interest. And then if it circled back around and it boomeranged around in
I
my
like being
favor. And
pursued,
so,
but
you know, we definitely had it. He initiated it. But again, you know, set my little feelers out there and, you know, just see if he, you know, if the vibe is the, you know, if he feeling it, he want to jump on the J track, and he did. He was trying to be Team J, but again, all that dumb bull, it
I'm
wasn't.
like, what's
You all,
the
it wasn't worth it, Miss Sophia.
what's the
It wasn't worth it, Miss Sophia. It was not worth it. So from that, that was a learning lesson. Again, I wasn't his ex, but he knew, the friend knew how his friend felt about me, and so therefore I should have been off limit to the friend because of everybody knew. I mean, my everybody knew how the guy felt, and just because my feelings wasn't there doesn't mean that I should have, you know, taken advantage or, you know, even entertained that situation. So that's what I'm saying. It's like it ain't no statute of limitations. It's like, would I go back and do something? No, I wouldn't, because again, the whole thing, it was just messy and it was uncomfortable because again, they're good friends. So
they?
we to different events and it's like everybody knew. See, and this is what made it so
So you was uncomfortable.
yes, because
They
everybody knew
that you
like,
was out there thotting with these two dudes.
right, and I wouldn't
And
even
you ain't want to be called a thought, so you was just like the bad juju. But really,
I
at the
was
end
the
of the day,
bad juju
you
because
was the thought
no,
because you was
because
thought
I never
between.
talked to the
You
other
did,
guy.
so everybody knew that you was talking to this dude, and that this dude liked you, and that you was thotting with this dude.
Right.
So
So and
you was
then
the
it's just
thought.
like here you go with the bad. It's like it was just not a good fit. So I'm just like, whatever. I'm like, no, I would never do that dumb ish again. So that's why, listen, that's why I can tell y'all there's no statute of limitation. Do not entertain. Listen, these circles of friendships and family members is just too close. So just go find a whole different person and just leave.
That person might be the one for you.
No, they not gonna be the one for you. They are not going to be the one for you because it's just bad vibes and it's something that you just don't want to entertain. So listen, find your own man, find your own boo, find your own everything. Now listen, speaking of finding your own boo and finding your own man, listen, ladies, especially, I just come on close a little bit. We have to have a nice little heart to heart. If you know or feel that you are not ready for a relationship or you're not relationship material or whatever, acknowledge that and accept that for yourself. But please do not, and I repeat, do not record a video telling people why you're not worthy of love and why you're not worthy of being in a relationship. This lady she made a video and she says, I know reasons why I'll be single for a long time or forever. And she goes into saying, you know, because I don't want to cook for you. I'm not going to see about you. I don't always want to talk to you. I don't always want to. Lady, okay, if you feel that way, you're entitled to feel that way. But please stop putting this stupid ish out here. Y'all making us look bad. Because
No,
when
she making her look bad.
because when dudes see this, now you get all them jump on the bandwagon. Yeah, that's why they're gonna be single. Listen, no, that's her. That's why she's gonna be single. And if she wants to be that way, it's just not a good look. As she talked and as she was going through I said, man, I need a good therapist to refer this sister to because
If
I'm
you
just like,
come on, go with me
yeah.
first, and then
But she gonna have to go first because
she had to go first.
she's really. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna have to refer a couple of folks. But you know what? Y'all gonna have to give her some tough love and some tough justice because the way she just got on there and just, it's like you putting yourself, like you're basically saying you're not much. You not much. You don't want to. You don't want to do nothing. Well, listen. If you have that attitude, you don't want to do much. Guess what? Stay out the dating pool, and you ain't got to worry about it. Do whatever it is that you want to do for yourself. Listen, there's plenty of sex buddy hookup sites, and
There
listen,
are.
2022,
It's a lot
you
going
can
on.
have your plethora. You a relationship and dealing with somebody's feelings the way people are set up today, you'll never have to be bothered with that. Because listen, you want a one night stand, or you want listen, go to freakum.com,
He's
go to all of the other whatever. Go there.
probably gonna say she just missed Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, clearly. Clearly. He is probably rolling over in his
Why
grave
can I
just
get up
like,
now to
like,
tell
"Ooh,
her?
can I just get her?
You
Can I
dummy!
just can I
Yeah,
can
you
I
pathetic.
can I just get her? Can I just get
Oh
her?
man, what you look like? Are you? What do you rate yourself? You think you I think I'm a 5. You see, you think you're a 5. You must be a 5. Yeah, you're short and fat and ugly, ain't you?
Right. It's just like nobody has time for that. Like, lady, look, if you don't feel that you're worth it, then that's fine. You're not worth it. But don't
Mm.
put this ish out there on the rest of
Helen,
us.
Helen disagrees. Helen says her delivery made it look bad, but her points were good. I don't I don't want a man to look after me like a child. What's the rest? Did she say? Oh goodness.
Look, but the thing is, it's not looking out as a child, and you're entitled to feel that way. But stop putting that dumb ish out there, because now people take that as the
She,
narrative. You go ahead.
yeah, she says, I don't want a man to look at me as a child. It's 2022. We're both working now, and I don't know why people think being single is a bad thing.
Being single. So I looked at that and I didn't get that. That's not what I got from that video. Nobody is saying being single is a bad thing. Like, being single is a great thing if that's where you want to be. But for you to down yourself as a woman, like she took, like she's basically saying, I have no value. I'm just worthless and useless because
But
I'm
she
not going
feels
to
that
do this.
way because probably no one has ever showed her what her value is. So she feels that way. And so you can't really, I don't want to say can't, you really shouldn't dismiss her and say, because you have a lot of women that feel like that, and they may need somebody to say, listen, that's not it. Listen, you are valuable. Let me help you and show you, your value, and and why you are this great woman or whatever, opposed to you downgrading yourself, because you have a lot of women who they debbie down themselves constantly, and they need some type of validation, and they don't know how to get it. They don't know. They probably been told by their parents that they weren't crap all their lives. The dude that they got with, he done told her that she wasn't crap. So if you hear that I'm not crap all my life, and now you get up and we're grown now, and you still have no, you may have a 9 to 5 that you clock into, but you don't have no love life, because every dog you sleep with, they leave you in the wet spot. Your children don't want to be bothered with you because you really don't know how to be a parent properly, because your parents then treated you like crap. So she poured out how she felt, so you really shouldn't say, she may not speak for you, but those women that are going through whatever it is that she's going through, and don't know how to, and don't have the balls to come on social media and make that video and pour out your heart, because that takes a lot to pour out your heart and say that she said she had no value of herself,
Well, no,
or
she's saying, she's just saying what she's not going to do. And so once all of that, oh, she's not going to check on him. She's not going to cook for him. She's not going to see about him. She's not going to return phone calls. She's not
that's
all the
because she's hurt. You
all the
saying all
stuff
that
that
because
she
you're hurt.
did. I'm just like, listen, I don't have a problem with you feeling like that. But go talk to somebody.
She don't know how to.
Don't put that.
People
It's too
people will not. It's
much.
so many people that just refuse to go talk to a therapist, talk to a friend. They'll go to a friend that is the friend that'll rah you on, but will not tell you the truth. And then you avoid the friend that will tell you the truth, because the truth, your feelings get hurt. But it is what it is. I'm that type of friend that if you ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you. Now, if you ask me the question, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
See, I'm like, I've been very, I be very selective with what I say, because some people, we act like we want. I don't know. It's
If
just
you
like you're
ask
not
me,
always
I'm gonna
able to
tell you.
take it.
And if you can't take it, but you know me well enough to know that I would never, steer you in the wrong way. I'm not going to send you off. I'm not a send off. Now, I've sent some people off, but I intentionally sent them off. But if you're my friend, I'm not going to send you off. I'm going to give you what you asked for, which was the truth for me, because that's why you came to me. But and if we lose the friendship over me speaking my truth, then that's on you.
We just have to be better at, talking to people. It's
Yeah.
okay to talk to a professional, because sometimes when we're some things end up making it worse than better, because again, a lot of times things like this can get misconstrued, and then this label is slapped on
Mm.
us as a whole, and it's like we're fighting a losing battle, because okay, like we're trying to get over this stereotype, and now here we are being slapped with all these other ones. I'm just saying, sometimes we have to be mindful of what it is that we're saying and that we're putting out there in social media. If you feel like that, I'm not saying you're wrong for feeling like that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is be mindful. Everything ain't for social media.
Helen took it as her point was it needs to be organic and not expected. If you're the man, I want to do those things for you, but it happens naturally. But if it needs to be reciprocated and don't pile more on me than you're willing to, and I could get that aspect, and then you took it as you know this she's putting all this negativity about what you're not going to do in this relationship, what you're not going to do, what you're not going to do. And you can put up that whole what I'm not going to do routine, and that's all it is a wall that you're putting up because you done got hurt so bad.
Right. But her caption said it all: reasons why I will probably be single forever. So that's what let it be
Hmm.
known that, like, you're just putting yourself, this is because I'm not going to do it. You're not
Yeah.
saying it, oh, I'm only going to do it for the
But
right
that's the
man.
thing, she's putting all that up because somebody hurt her heart.
Right.
They hurt her heart so bad, and it might not have been a one person, but that last person was the straw that broke the camel's back because she has had all these lines of heartbreak. And so she's tired of putting herself out there, being vulnerable, and you just get stumped on every time you put yourself out there. And what we don't understand is you can't put yourself out there for everybody that comes into your bed.
And then again, it's like, what are you putting out there? It's like, what type of energy, what type of vibe are you putting out
Mm.
there? Because if that's your frame of mind, then it's like you might want to look at, is it really the dudes, and is it not really you? So sometimes you need to turn the video camera
To you.
and face yourself and see, what am I putting out
Right.
there? Because if I keep on attracting the same thing, it's just, to me, it sounds like it's some self-worth, it's some self-work that needs to be done before even going out there and trying to date and do all of this other stuff. It's some self-healing needs to take place first. But guys, listen, tonight we're talking about money
Mm.
and credit. Now listen, that credit, listen. Woo, listen, listen. Now, how important is being financially compatible? How important is that in a relationship or even a marriage? Do you have to be financially compatible? Meaning, okay, well, this person may be an aggressive spender, this person is an aggressive saver. Do you have to be compatible in those areas? Like, can those two get together and have a happy marriage when it comes to the finances, when their views are so different on
They can be
finances?
if I think they can be if whomever is the aggressive spender, then the aggressive saver has to be like, listen, XYZ, this is what, I'm going to put you on allowance because you have a spending issue. So once I put you on this allowance, you don't have access to this. So, and if that person says, okay, fine, I can do that, then they can really have a strong marriage. But if that person is like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm too grown to be on some allowance, blah, 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 then you know what? That's cool. We're gonna know this right now because they're gonna cause you misery the whole rest of your marriage.
And it's so important. So for me, being financially compatible is right up there with being sexually compatible. It's a must. Like,
Oh, the
you,
sexual compatibility, you just have to be sexually compatible.
but it's ranked right up there, because the lack of sexual compatibility can ruin a marriage and a relationship, and so can being financially, not being financially compatible. Because again, like he was saying, if you have a person that, like, say maybe they don't pay their bills on time, or it's just not important, that can be a problem for a person that is just
A stickler on
a
time.
stickler on paying their bills on time. They're a stickler for having good credit. They're a stickler for paying, like paying the entire doggone at the water bill. And some people just, and it's not that they don't have it. Some people just will pay. They just don't want to pay the
The whole
whole
bill.
bill. Like the water bill is $17, so you're gonna give them 10. Why not just give them?
Because we shouldn't have to pay for water in the first place. Like, that don't make no sense why I got to pay for something when God made it. It's free. So why I got to pay for free? It's free. Like, it literally, I can go outside with my mouth when it rains. Guess what I get? Water. It's free. I ain't got to pay job. How about this? Whatever money I throw up in the air, what stay in the air, hey, that's for the water bill. What come on down to the ground, hey, that's for me.
It's just like, it's crazy because just like people will have that. So my looking at, and that's why it's like it's so important to talk about this, because like for me, if the water bill was $17,
You gonna pay $20.
right? I was just about to
Put that
say,
20 up on there. Got a credit for 3. What you thought? My water bill next month is not $18 because I have a credit for $3 up on that. So make sure you put that credit and do that
that's
adjustment.
exactly
Now,
right.
what is my balance? $15. I'm going to pay. Put another 20 up on that. So don't try to tell me next month that I owe $18 next month when I know I got a credit for 5. You
She
see how
got
this
me
working?
down packed, because that is exactly what I would do. I'm just like $17. I'm like, okay, that's $20. First of all, I just like to round everything to the nearest 10. I don't know why. It's just, to me, it's easier that way. I'm like, so I would rather have a credit than have a deficit. So I'm definitely that person. But we got to talk about this
So
thing.
could you be with a serial spender?
No, no, I couldn't, because if you're a serial, oh, let me take this back. If you're a serial spender, but serial spender, but you also have a great savings, yes. But if you're a serial spender with nothing, no, that's why I couldn't get married, because he was a serial spender, and I'm just like,
So why didn't y'all just talk through that?
because it was no getting through with him, because he was a keep up with the Joneses type person, but you don't even have a cushion. You don't even have a cushion for a savings every time. And again, it's because it was a lot of factors, because he never like fully lived on his own. So he was always living with somebody, always splitting expenses. So it's like you don't know what it is to pay a mortgage, a full mortgage, or pay a full rent. And he didn't have that experience.
You didn't want to be the one
You're
to.
not gonna attach your name to mine, and you spend every dime you get. Like, that's just not gonna happen for me. So I'm like, okay,
But you
so
could have, y'all could have kept a separate bank account.
you're not gonna get in mine.
You could have kept a separate bank account. If you don't have him on your bank account, then he has no access to
But
it.
his whole view, but it's like your view, you're gonna find, we live together, so you'll be able to get access to my stuff. And so that
No,
means
because
that,
even in my no,
so
in
like,
my
so
in my
what, do I have to
PM,
hide my password? No,
no, I didn't
I'm
have to
not
do
gonna
that. I
have nothing.
didn't. He was not on my bank account. Like, I was on his account. He was never on my account. And I'm more of the spender. Depending on what it is. But at that time, I would spend stuff on like the children or whatever. It was never really on me. But and then I had allowance, whatever. So every week I had like, probably $300 or something like that was my allowance and stuff. But that was just money. So when I worked, I got to keep my money. Plus, I had access to his bank account. Plus, he gave me money too. So, but I never went to the account and just went and lost my mind. He would have to give me his card and be like, go shop and go do whatever. Because I was like, okay, no, don't buy nothing for the children. Buy something for you. And I'd be like, okay. But you can have access to it, or you can be in a marriage and they don't have to be on your bank account. You don't have to be on theirs.
But it's just like, for me, like when you're talking about building and going forward, like in a
But it's a
marriage.
learning. A marriage is a learning. It's learning. When you first get into a marriage, you don't know what this person is thinking. You don't know them. You can think that you know them. You could date them your whole life and think that you know them.
And I
And
get that.
then once you get into like literally that title of wife and husband, things change like instantly. Like when I did that in the PM, like instantly I had a curfew. I was like, curfew? What is the curfew? Because I was free to go and roam the country whenever I choose to. And mind you, we cohabitated before we had got married and stuff. So it still was no curfew routine when we was cohabitating. But then after I got this title routine, now you want to say I can't go grocery shop in the middle of the night. And I loved it because no one is there in the middle of the night. So I'll go grocery shopping at 11 o'clock at night.
Right,
But now I
but
can't.
you're having bad credit is not
We
going.
worked, even our credit. We didn't have the best of credit, but we worked on each other's, and there was a lot of things that I knew that he didn't know, so I helped him. And he didn't listen to me then. After we divorced and everything, he literally took my advice now and listened to everything I said. So you have to work on that. Marriage is a work. If you're both not trying to work on a common goal, then it's not going to work.
Right. But it's like, here's my thing is yes and no. I'm straddling the fence with that because if you're coming into it and you're trying to get everything together and one person may have it together and then the other person is a work in progress, like, okay, you're working towards your credit is not where it's supposed to be, but you're working towards that. Well, it just depends on how severe your financial situation is because here's the deal. When you get married, you become one. So I don't want you to mess up everything that I've built, worked so hard for. Now I'm affected. We can't get the house,
But
all of this
that's
other
if
stuff.
you put their names on those things. You don't have to put their names on your things. You don't have to file taxes together. When he owed child support, the heck, we're not filing these taxes together. I'm gonna file your taxes. I'm gonna file my taxes. I'm gonna put your business on for you. I put my business in for me. We filed separately.
But and that's why it's like at what point in the relationship do you talk about that? I think that this is something that should be talked about up front because it's a very intricate part of a relationship is a very intricate part of a marriage, like your credit. Like, I mean, a lot of people get a little personal, you get offended. Listen, you can eat but you don't want to talk about what your FICO is. Like, wait, what?
Oh, it's
So you
FICO.
was down there, you about to just get a spoon and just go to town.
I
But
don't use
now,
a spoon, but I must see if he
hey,
can
but
try
you
that.
be like, no, wait, but your FICA, you no, like you listen. Those conversations, in my opinion, should be had up front because somebody such it could be a deal breaker, and you don't want to wait too down the line, and you thinking that y'all finna come building some stuff, and you don't know. Oh, dang, she got a 200 credit score. She got all of these student loans, and then he got all this child support back arrearage or got restitutions and all this other crazy stuff that now it's like, hey, we coming into the marriage with a hole. We coming into the marriage in a deficit. All I'm saying is like maybe talk about that beforehand. So it's like, man, okay, so this is what I got on the line. Like, what is your game plan? What are you doing for yours? How are you building your credit? How are like what are we doing to match our credits and build things up? Or what is your money like? How do you save? Every time I turn around, you got a platinum wig on. You got the eyelashes on. You got some expensive purses. You drinking coffee. Wait, you can stay off my coffee because I'm going to buy my coffee. I'm gonna have now. If he say, you can't be drinking 5 cups of coffee a week,
That adds up.
it sure does.
I found out the hard way when I was wondering, like, dang, $40, $50
A week,
and
and
them bucks. I was like, wait a minute,
yep,
Houston.
yep, and it adds up. So it's just like we cannot be afraid to have this conversation up front, and we got to stop being offended by it. It's like if you're serious about moving forward with the person, you have to take care of the business because here's the deal, you want your marriage to last. So it's like if you getting married or you in a serious committed relationship, then don't you want your relationship? Don't you want it to be built and it be solid? You don't want it to have
Solid
something that,
like
you
a
know
rock.
what? Man, I don't want him to know that I got a shopping habit that I can't, because people have shopping. It's like, it's ridiculous. But when you're talking about money and credit, you it got to be some type of balance, like whatever that balance works for you and the person that you with, it as long as it's compatible for your household, because
Mhm.
it's like my compatibility is different from yours, but y'all as a couple have to be on one accord. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Now listen, while you at it, go ahead on around the corner to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, the J Spot Radio.
The J
Until
Spot
next time, you guys.
on IntellectualRadio.com.